Welcome back and thank you for staying with KTN Prime. Now, as I had earlier mentioned, we're joined by Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro. Remember, it is day 2 of the Kilifi County International Investment Conference. Governor, thank you so much for staying with us all this time. So straight to it, and we'll start with today's issues. Now, President William Ruto, while launching the conference, denied claims that county governors were coerced into leasing medical equipment for devolved units. Were you coerced, Governor? And
no, we were not.
You were not?
I think when people have their personal issues, they should separate them with the goods of an issue. What we agreed with the government as COG is that the only part the government was trying to help us was everybody to be able, after signing the contract, this was not like the one which was done before. After signing the contract, what we were supposed to do was every county to list down the equipment you think you need for your hospital. For example, if I list mine, and I make an agreement with, for example, Godana in Tanariva because we are closer, or Mombasa, I could say, Abdul Samad, take these items, I'll take this item, then we complement each other. When I need this service, I can send people to you. When you need this service, you can take people to me. Alternatively, you can also take all the equipment you want. All what the government was assisting us with, to know the number of equipment which you require so that they can bargain the price more down.
Okay.
Yeah? Nobody was coerced. It was very clear from the beginning after signing that you don't even need to go to any of the companies government will have negotiated. I can decide to go to Mazuri and take my equipment from Mazuri and make my own program. The only thing we are trying to do so that the counties can also be able to afford the program is the negotiation of the percentages. Like if you give me a CT scan, we negotiate it jointly with the national government that you will pay 70-30, 20-30. That's the only part they were trying to help us. Nobody was coerced. So if people have their personal issues, let them treat them personally. We are not part of it. And you heard, I'm sure Abdul Somad today spoke about it. I'm sure Achani will speak about it. Andrew Madime, we are together here. We really thought it was a good idea because for the first time we can be able to provide our people with facilities instead of every time as leaders you are asked by this one, I want money to go for MRI, I want this. Every county basically, if you plan properly, you can have all the diagnostic equipment in your county.
Okay, and since we're talking about health matters, I know health is one of the pillars that are key when it comes to developing the county. You talked about medical tourism earlier on during, the conference. In your speech, you have Revital, you have Camry, facilities that are key. Talk to us about your health agenda and how exactly you want to get to medical tourism in Kilifi County.
My health agenda, since I came to office, I've had many questions, not only from the public, but also from my MCAs and my team. Why am I so passionate that health, I have water also, I have education and other issues, but health became a priority for me because if you have a healthy county, you'll be able to develop the county.
Okay.
If you have a sick population, then you also will not be able to have development. So one of the things I think we need to do on health, one is we have had very, very many people from this county who travel to Arusha, to India for treatment. So one of the things I did was, in my many trips I've gone abroad, I engaged the atomic energy in Austria, where fortunately one of the directors is one of our own, Professor Shakwat from Mariakani. I managed to meet with the Director General, and God willing, and I came back because after the negotiations I had, they wanted me to seek concurrence with national government. And thank God, when I spoke with President Ruto, he ordered the then CS Nyakumicha to approve what had requested, or was requested by the UNESCO team from Austria. As we are talking, already our orders for Kilifi County have been placed in the US by the atomic energy team. They have already inspected our bunkers at the county, and God willing, next year, for the first time, Kilifi County will have cancer equipment from radiotherapy, testing, and all these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to other issues, but let's talk about the conference that's going on. It is day 2. Talk to us about the specific industries or sectors that you're targeting for investment, and how do you plan to leverage this particular conference to attract both local and international investors in Kilifi?
What we are doing at the moment as a county, my predecessor had started put in motion the Kilifi Development and Investment Corporation, which I found it had been baked to a certain level. I've taken that and pushed it on, and today was the first time we have launched that. I have also created a new department of donor relations, partnerships, and private sector coordination. What are we talking about? We are trying to see how we make easy doing business in Kilifi County, and it's in my manifesto. One of my agendas in my manifesto is ease of doing business with the county. We have had so many people who have probably even gone away without me or anybody knowing, that they were frustrated and left because people have not been keen on helping investors. You know, in government, there are many bureaucracies. Some are just to frustrate people. Some are because of omission or commission, because people want to use that opportunity to make money from the investors. So we are starting all this investment cooperation and the donor relations, partnerships, and private sector coordination to be able to fast track people who are inquiring to invest in Kilifi, people who are aspiring to invest in our county. And that's why we have said we want our vision to meet action. That's what I said yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, that we are able, instead of you chasing us around, we chase you around. The moment you show interest, instead of you chasing us around, we chase you around. When are you starting your business? When are you starting your project? And I've given clear instructions to my Department of Lands and Urban Development that weekly, every Friday, they must report to me how many people have requested for approvals for new projects or development. So I track it myself to make sure that happens. The governance delivery unit soon will be coming with a dashboard which will be able to monitor the applications, time of approval, issuance of licenses, so that we entice the investors who want to invest in Kilifi.
Okay. But you know, most of the times, and we have experienced it before, we have good ideas and we have good talks. How do we ensure that, you know, the ideas that are shared and the investors and the conversations that are had during this conference lead to tangible economic developments that reach the common mwananchi? Because, Governor, let's not forget about the poverty levels in the county.
I know, but we need to get out of this, and that's why we are targeting the youth.
Yeah.
I have 4 programs I'm doing in this county at the moment.
Okay.
And that's why you had the president talk of the technology. I have a program I am doing with GIZ, with about 10 vocational training centers.
Okay.
If you go to get the Polytechnic, they are doing trainings for hospitality, they are doing other trainings. Why hospitality? Because we are targeting the seafarers' jobs in the ships. Yeah? So that, because one of the conditions when you want to take the youth to the ships, they are asking for hotel training and all these things. So we're doing small courses to be able to target this market. So we have Kakuyuni, we have Mariakani, we have Mpwajuni, Nikshariani, we are doing this. I have again another program doing with another group called Powerland. We signed an MOU. We are doing 500 cohorts every time for training, so that we can have people do digital business. We did the first 500, where 350 graduated. Out of the 350, I've already taken as a county 40 of them working in the on-source revenue department, finance. The rest, some of them already working online, yeah, with different companies. We are starting another cohort in January with another 500. I also have another one I'm doing with the Swedish government. It's called School Try in Sweden. They are also doing similar program. We are doing trainings. So we have about 4 different partners who are working on bringing our youth to the digital market.
Okay.
Yeah, our ICTs. I just received over 460 laptops through Stanbic Bank for all our vocational training centers. We want to target our vocational training centers as the centers of the job market.
Okay.
That people live there and can be able to go and work in companies.
Okay.
I saw this when I visited Germany with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta at the Berlin Industrial Park. That kids of 14 years who live from 4 and whatever, or 15, 16 years, they go to vocational training. And the Chamber of Commerce in Germany works very well because they are the ones who spend over 800 million euros to train people in the job market. So we give money as a chamber to train these people in vocational training centers so that when I want to work as in my company, I go back to where I invested and say I want 500 workers in these areas.
Okay.
And that's what we are trying to do as a county.
So the aim is
Yeah.
job creation.
Job creation. But now I want to ask the county assembly, and I've already asked the county attorney to start that process, to do a policy on university graduates. Yeah, to talk with all the companies you have heard we are talking here, the textile industry, the Mombasa Cement, the Revital, the whatever, that we do a policy that all the students who finish university, all the companies within Kilifi County, and there are very many, that they can take 5 students on placement in their companies. Because most of the time when you advertise jobs, we tell people you must have 5 years experience, you must have this, you must have worked in another company for this time. How do we get there if people finish university and they have no opportunity? So we want to bring a policy as a county that the companies which have already invested and the future companies, that they'll be forced to take at least 5 graduates into their companies so that they can gain experience.
Okay, but even as we get to that point where we're, creating job creation, the issue is equally ensuring that children go to school. What is the county doing to ensure that no one is left behind when it comes to education?
I've done 2 things since I came to office.
Okay.
And this was part of my manifesto. First, I did a school feeding program for the ECD centers. I promised myself first 100 days in office. In the first 2 weeks when I came to office, I started the supply of fortified porridge to the ECD centers. I have a budget of 100 million every year to feed the ECD centers. And we have moved the numbers from 50, when I came into office, we moved the numbers from 52,000 to 60,000 in less than 3 months. Then now it's even growing more. And I've already been talking with some partners who are ready now to even accommodate class 1 and 2, because what happens, even the nursery school children, now they share food meals with the upper classes, because they see kids having porridge. They also leave their classes and go and have it, and we don't refuse them. We agree with the teachers, we don't. Sometimes might not be enough, but we do it. Number 2, I changed the law. My predecessor had put 350 million for bursaries, which is given to the MCS, 10 million per ward, and we have 35 wards. So when I came into office, I changed the law on education and bursaries, and moved it from 350 million to 1 billion. I did not achieve it the first year. I achieved 500 million. I hope this year with our own source revenue, when they improve, that we can reach the target of 1 billion. What are we trying to do? What we are trying to do is to make sure all kids of Kilifi County who get national school are educated by the county.
Okay.
As I'm talking to you, I have over 1,900 kids in national schools who finish school and they are being educated by the county. Already, I've put money aside. By January, they'll be joining Form 2. It will all be paid by the county. Till they finish O-level, And the program we are having is, I want this to be the first lot, which I can take all the way to the university. But when we go to now reach our target of 1 billion, we want now to start absorbing university students from poor families who have come up, they have done good grades, they want to go and study medicine or engineering or whatever, but they can't afford. So even if I target 50 students per ward, times 35, that will be a good number. It will be 1,700 students the county can again sponsor in universities and tertiaries, so that we can start creating the job market. That when you go to the hospitals, we have doctors from Kilifi, you have engineers from Kilifi. It was very sad the other day because I have created 3 new municipalities, Mutwapa, Mariakani, Mazeras, and Watamu. And we have this Kenya Urban Support Program from the World Bank, which wanted to give money. So Malindi and Kilifi have qualified, but the problem I faced was I advertised jobs because you must have engineers for those municipalities. You must separate from the workforce you have in the county. You must have physical planners. You must have there's team engineers per municipality. And when I advertised this job, I got few people from Kilifi County. One, because some of the jobs we advertise, you must have a certificate as somebody who is practicing either in engineering or you are a registered physical planner. So these are the gaps we want to bridge.
Okay.
And I've gone round, when you come even to health, I've signed an MOU with Tumbe University Hospital in Ajman in the Emirates. The last 3 months I had a team of 10 doctors and intensive care unit staff who went to stay there for a month for further training. We have also signed an MOU with them to take students who want to study medicine.
Okay.
I am pursuing, as we are talking, with the Hungarian embassy, who will be able to accommodate between 15 and 20 students of medicine in Hungary, where they'll be educated by the Hungarian government. Their air tickets will be paid, pocket money will be paid, accommodation will be paid, and after graduating, they come back and serve the people of Kilifi.
Okay. But you see, education is not the only challenge. Let's talk about water and agriculture because they sort of correlate with each other. Kilifi County has faced persistent challenges in accessing clean water and sustainable agriculture, which are crucial for both livelihoods and economic growth. Just elaborate the measures your administration has implemented to improve water access and agriculture productivity in the region.
The biggest thing actually in my manifesto, and that's what I'm working on, if you check the programs I'm doing in this county at the moment, are mainly on health, water, education, agriculture. And yesterday I was privileged to have a meeting with Del Monte, who wants to move to Magarini and lease from our farmers over 2,000 acres to start growing pineapples. And create a factory in Magarini. Already through USAID, who you saw today, we are signing an MOU. We are building a fruit processing plant in Sabaki, and it will be ready in the next 6 months, funded by the UK aid and the UK High Commission in Nairobi. Have given money to the Mili Fruits, and they're doing that factory. They are doing the chili, bad chili in Malindi. They are doing the pulps of mangoes also in Malindi. This is what we are trying to do in agriculture. When you come to water, we have done so many pipings. The challenge we have had as a county on water is that one, and I've talked to the president about this, that Kenya power prices are very high. So as we are developing water projects, which we have done so many in the last 2 years, if you saw the statistics you are given by the Controller of Budget last year, is that Kilifi County is one of the 5 counties in Kenya who have really advanced on a piping of water. The challenge we have is that Coast Water is the one which runs the water in our counties. And we have asked even at the summit, the president, if he could allow us to run the Malindi, Kilifi County, Mombasa, Taita, run the water utilities.
Yes.
But because they are the ones who do the infrastructure, they said we should develop our infrastructure. And we are developing our infrastructure now. And we have put so many infrastructure. I've spent for the last 2 years over 1.4 billion shilling as a county, to develop new infrastructure for water. We have again received from the World Bank another maybe 2 billion on developing water infrastructure. But then again, Coast Water comes and start doing water sharing.
Yeah.
Per week, you serve Rabai like 2 times. So what are we doing to address that? We are at the moment building a 5 million water tank in a place near here, which is called Mutepeni, so that we can put water to Kambe, Jibana, Chonyi, so that when we share, we have 2 days in a week, rationing, we will fill the 5 million liter tank. By the time they utilize the 2 days directly from the pipes, in the less 5 days, they can utilize the 5 million water from the reservoir. We are doing another 2.5 million water tanks at Buni in Rabai to address that. Because when we have rationing, then we have a problem. The biggest problem we are facing at the moment of water, as much as I've done a lot of piping, is the area of Mariakani and Tsangatsini. I've done a new pipeline of over 30 kilometers heading to Ganze. But we have had again the power drop. We need to put new power. We have already asked Kenya Power to increase the capacity at Mwavumbo so that we can service Mariakani and the bigger part of Kaloleni towards Bamba. We have lines which have started a place called Palakumi coming all the way to Mwijo to address the Mwijo area. We have done water testing at a place in Kaloleni called Mashakazinga. So instead of using coast water, we have managed to get 2 boreholes now. We do 2 million liters a day. We are trying to test if we can get more boreholes so we can serve the whole Kaloleni, Kizurini and all the environs directly, so that we don't have to tie ourselves to coast water. So as we are developing our pipelines, we are also trying to pursue how we get our own water infrastructure, by using our ridge. When we get fresh water, we pipe it to our people. What does it do? Part of the agreements we signed today with the Chinese is to put solar, because the biggest problem we are facing with water, and the president said he wants to talk with Parliament and see how he can help us, is the tariffs of Kenya Power. The water is so expensive. Kimawasco, which is Kilifi Water Sewerage Company, and Mawasco in Malindi, we pay, those 2 companies, we pay 60 million of power bills every month. So we spend about 50 to 60% of our revenue on water to pay Kenya Power. So what are we trying to do? We have already, this conference has brought investors who we want to pursue to do solar at Baricho, so that we can have less expense on pumping water. Because once we pay expensive, we pass the burden to our people. But if we can pump water using solar, then we can reduce the tariffs of access of water to our people. That will bring the water, but also they get it cheap.
Solving the water issue equally means solving the issue of irrigation and when it comes to farming and agriculture. But what exactly are you doing to ensure that Kilifi is self-sufficient in terms of food security? We depend on us,
We have taken several measures as a county. One, we have, as we are talking, a place called Jaribuni. There's an irrigation scheme called Mudachi, which was dead. It was started many years ago, then it died. We have revived it now. And we are doing irrigation there. But what steps have we done? The last 1 year, we have issued over 50 solar pumps. And so we are doing boreholes, putting solar pumps, and people do irrigation with the solar pumps. We have discovered the efforts which my predecessor did was to bring water directly from River Sabaki and Galana to irrigate. But when we have floods, they sweep all the infrastructure away.
Okay.
So what are the new measures which we have done? We are doing boreholes about 100 meters from the river and put solar pumps so that people can use that to irrigate. Yeah? We have also, the other measure we have taken on agriculture is we have been giving subsidies. Last financial year, we spent over 100 million for giving farmers seeds, be it green grams, maize, giving them fertilizer. Yeah, instead of buying the subsidy fertilizer from the national government, we have bought fertilizer ourselves worth 100 million to the farmers. Yeah, and it was a very successful year, 2023-2024. Then this year, 2024-2025, the year was not very good. The rains or patterns were a bit bad. But what I've also done, we have repaired and bought new tractors. Yeah,
yes,
so that we can give farmers reduced rates for plowing their farms, and that has helped a lot also. But we are aiming to see that if we can do at least 2 tractors per ward, for farmers. Another thing we have done on agriculture is that we have also been able to another thing we have done on agriculture, apart from tractors and giving subsidies, we have tried also to see if we can buy machinery to help the farmers.
Yes.
My target this financial year, I have bought now excavator. I have 2 new dozers. I have bought 2 new graders, which will do both roads and help us to do small pans. Our target is, we have targeted first Ganze, Kaloleni, and Magarini. Yeah, that we're able to do every 10-20 homestead. We do a small water pan. Yeah, so that when it rains, we can get that water and people can irrigate. You can go to a place called Muriachakwe. We did a very small water pan, hardly 40-50 meters, and the 2 farmers there came with maybe 5 canters of onions. So it tells you even Ganze, as much as it's been branded as a poverty-prone area, drought, that you can't plant anything. If they have water, you can produce food.
Okay.
And we had proved we can do that. So we want to use our dozers, our graders. We have bought now an excavator, and I want to add another one this financial year, so we can do small pans all over the place, so that women can do kitchen and youth can do kitchen garden. Okay. Yeah. And be able to sustain themselves.
All right, Governor, let's just take a short break. But even as we come back after the break, there's something that the CS Mining today said, that is Hassan Joho. He mentioned the issue of titanium. We'll be discussing that and so many other opportunities in Kilifi County after the break.